Hey Art Fam, it's Luis Martin, the art engineer. Welcome. I just did a video in Spanish, so now I'm like clicking my little brain to speak English. Thank you for joining me. Be sure to press like and subscribe and tell your friends. I also want to give you a special invitation if you're watching this on Thursday. September 24th, which is this Saturday coming, we're having an open house for our members hangout at 3 p.m. EST New York time. What does that mean? You're invited to hang out with us for a 45-minute Zoom, and basically what we do is we just talk shop. We share any of our accomplishments, we share some of our work perhaps, and basically we're here to fill our well, right? You come to this channel, just like we'll go to the Zoom to get inspired and share some of the things that move us. So if you are watching this in real time or the week it comes out, you're invited. Go to collagedream.com and you will find the link there. What else? October is just around the corner. We have made our most ambitious collage kit yet. I'm not kidding. So if you're not a member, now is a perfect time to become a member. I am super excited about what's coming down the pipeline, and I need to do this quick so I can finish them and send them off to you. Okay, so it's a show and tell, you guys. I think it's super important to pause in your practice and see what you did. Right? And it's kind of like, you wake up in the morning and you look in the mirror and you're like, hey, what grew, what didn't grow? Because it's kind of like a check-in, right? So I want to share 3 collages and kind of check in, because I also think that, I'm sure if you follow me on Instagram, you've realized this, but for me, collage isn't only about the collage, but it's also an opportunity for me to write, to create poetry. I am super dyslexic, so when I write, I get lost in my writing, which is fun. It's fun. I love it. I've learned to like it. So the best thing for me is short form. So when I collage, it opens doors for my writing. And like I've said many times before, collage is a gateway drug, right? You make one collage and it could turn into 100 collages, it could turn into a painting, it could turn into a poem, it could turn into dance. So the only way for that to happen is if you take a moment to reflect and jump right in, right? So let's jump right in. All right, so this is my collage. How do you like the sound effects? Okay, so this is a collage that I created recently, and the first one I want to share, it's called The Jealous Lover. And here's my poem. So this is going to turn into a poetry reading. Okay, The Jealous Lover. For love is good, and more love is best. Love from expansion unites, while possession. I wasn't being emphatic, I just have a problem pronouncing that. Possession, disguised as love, cuts at the root. Ha! Okay, so that was my poem. See, it's just one sentence. It's not even a haiku, but it's a poem. So what's happening here? I don't come with a poem in my heart when I start. I'm more of an antenna. I just come and start collaging with my eyes closed even, and see what happens. The rooster was first, and then this figure came out, and then the rose and the mountain, and it reminded me of like hoarding, right? Just hurt at the bone. It was like a nerve struck. A hoarder, right? Because when you fall in love and then you get jealous, it's about wanting more, it's about possession. No, I said it right. But real love and the antidote to jealousy is more love, right? When you're in love with a flower, you love it so much that you want it to grow, so you're not going to cut it at the root. You're not going to cut it at all. You're going to let it bloom. Same thing with people. When we love a person, we can never possess them, right? Even if we're married, even if whatever, even if we're family, the best love is freedom, right? Like, go, do your thing, be happy. I just want to see you flourish, just like that flower. So this is what that whole thing is about. Really deep, right? I know. And I love this because there's so many elements that kind of came together. I usually do not fill the page because I am in love with the white space around my collages because it feels like a safe space. But this just bam, it came together, and there's all these little hidden components. This is one of my favorites. This is actually from a picture in a wall in Merida, Yucatan, from our first visit. It says March 11th, which is actually the birthday of a friend of mine. Hey, Nene. And I love this because I'm using this tape that Elvis got me, and it's kind of has a reflective quality to it, so it kind of adds a new dimension, and there's all these little hidden elements that I really enjoy. So this was really fun to play with, and it was medicine for me, really, right? Because I think in my heart I was feeling obsessed with something, and I'm like, okay, the only way to let it go is by giving it more love. Like, okay, I'm not gonna cut this, I'm not gonna taint this, I'm just gonna let it be. So this is my collage. Poetry, paintings, and medicine. Collage can be medicine, right? All right, number 2. So this is the second one. I love this one. So this one's called New Signs. And what I put on Instagram as my poem was, the moon brought with it new wings and multiple horizons to call home. Just a sentence, but it was enough to fulfill my need and my desire to write. This is just, again, another example of like taking the page and it's literally kind of like exploding, right? I don't remember what I was listening to, because I always listen to music, and music really influences my where I go. And oddly enough, what gives me more energy to go is sad music, right? You would think, oh, maybe it's dance music. No, I was listening to Chavela Vargas and crying probably, and using it as glue. I'm just kidding, but not really. If you don't know who Chavela Vargas is, please look her up. She was a effing amazing person. She was an LGBTQ presenting person before that even meant anything, and she was just amazing. All of her music is incredible, and it's really guttural. Not a great word. She was guttural. So I hope to be guttural with my collages. So this is a fun collage because at the center is a nice bird, and I didn't, as I was reflecting on this collage in the Spanish video, I realized that I love the play of the word bird, which in Spanish is pájaro, which is often used as a pejorative term for gay people in the Caribbean. So I think it's really fun to take things and turn them into a positive, right? Where this could have been a cheeky negative thing, it's a cheeky fun thing. And that's the whole point of collage, right? Kind of finding things and turning them into good things. Case in point, this texture, this color, is part of the collage kit for September, and it comes from a trash can. On my daily walks with my husband to go get coffee, there's this trash can, and it's so beautiful because it has all of this like weathered paint and stickers, and I thought that is gorgeous, so there it is. Also, this, I think I've shared it with you guys before. This thing, this black and white, is from this bag that we often order from this restaurant, and they send us this bag, and look at the size. I think they're on to me though, because they've printed on it. But before it was just the black and white, and it was just such perfect collage material. So that's where this came from, and then I mimicked the black and white with the tape that I used here. So all in all, super fun. And again, I can stare at this forever, and I think one of my favorite parts is these little hidden gems in the back, these moments where you can breathe, right? There's so much happening, but there's moments where I can rest. And this flower reminds me of flowers growing in the pavement. So tons of fun, I love this one. All right. See, and you have to like be your biggest advocate, right? You have to take a moment and celebrate what you do, because sometimes we don't get that opportunity, right? Especially if you're operating by yourself, if you have a practice that you don't really share your work because you're not comfortable doing it yet, or whatever, right? So you have to start with yourself. That's my soapbox. So this is the last one that I want to share with you. This one's called Pretty Distractions. Take a look at it. And what I wrote was, gotta keep moving, but I'll take the flavor of the beautiful detour and make color and light of it. So this is fun because I collage with a drawing. And it's different, right? Because every medium has its sensibility. My paintings, my drawings, my collage work, it may all be of the same thing, but it feels different. Just like when we say a word in Spanish and in English, they have different weights, different connotations. Drawing is the same thing, and because I guess drawing is something that we start doing very young when we're kids, this to me I can feel the sadness, the melancholy of being a kid, and looking at it closer. My line is very frenetic, it's very anxious, there's a lot of movement in it, right? A lot of staccato movement. So when I see my drawings, that's what I see and that's what I feel. So it's kind of interesting to kind of bring it into my collage work, which, because I've honed it, I've been making a lot of collages, there seems to be more peace in my collage work. With my drawing, it's more of an anxiety, from a place of anxiety, which is resolved, but it's still there, right? It's still there. I love this collage because also I use a rubber stamp. This is not the rubber stamp that I use, but this is very similar. It's a nice chunky rubber stamp that I found at a thrift shop. This one I found at Michael's. No, I did not. I found it at a store in New York. At any rate, you can use this to collage, to print over your collages. They're really fun. Don't be scared. I know there's like stigma against anything fun, like, oh, it's crafty. Who cares? Play, you do your thing. This little bird is also from the September collage kit. And it's just a lot of fun. You know, collage doesn't have to be, you know, a huge thing. It doesn't have to have layers of 100 million things. You don't even have to use glue. I don't use glue. I use washi tape. You can do whatever you want. But the thing is that the magic is in the juxtaposition. So when you put things together, what does that mean to you, right? So this is really important. I'm inviting you to take a moment and just reflect on what you did, because not only to be a better artist, you need to reflect, but really, see, my computer agrees, to enjoy it, right? To like, oh wait, let me sit down and enjoy the view of what I've created. So this is my video. I just really wanted to take a moment to not only hang out with you, but also take a moment to see what I've done and what I've been doing. So this is Luis Martin, the art engineer. I hope you join us for the open house. And also, if you're in Baltimore, we have an event coming up October 15th in Baltimore. More information on the website. It's still in the works, but it's going to be an amazing time. So join us at collagedream.com and get all that information. I hope to see you this Saturday. All right, thank you so much. Ciao.